everybody, this is Zach Does All the Things once again, coming to you from my home sweet home. Today we're doing a brain buster puzzle. Haven't done one of those in a while. It's going to be something called a nonogram. It's one of my favorite puzzles, and I'll be doing 3 for you. The first one is just to show you how it's done, the second one to try to work it out together, and then the last one, well, you'll see. Let's take a look at what the nonogram puzzle looks like. So here's our first nonogram puzzle. It's a small 5x5. This is the smallest one you can find. And all we're trying to do is fill in the boxes with this marker here. The numbers on the top tell us how many are in a column, and the numbers on the sides tell us how many are in a row. And if there's 2 or more numbers, that means that there has to be at least one space between each grouping. So if you look at this 2 and 1 here, that means that wherever these go, if a 1 goes here, there has to be a space before I can fill in the next 2. Let's walk through what would happen simply in this one. It'd be great if you could get the number 5 right away, but since we don't have that, we can go to the next one, which is 4. And I know that if I went 4 from this side, I would go 1, 2, 3, 4. But I don't want to mark that down yet because we're not sure. And if I went from the bottom, I would go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the whole basis of the nonogram puzzle. You figure out the distribution of where these numbers would go, and then you can find the overlapping positions and fill those in for certain. So here, since it's 4, I know I can fill in these boxes because no matter how I put 4 filled boxes in here, there would be 3 dark ones in the center. If you look at the 3s, it's the same thing. If it's 3 going down, we can fill in the 3rd box because wherever I put it, that one's always full. We can do the same over here. Oh, look at that. We've completed the row of 4, so I'll take my red pencil and put a little X just in case. And we'll keep going. It looks like the 2s right there. That's finished. The next jump you can do is something like this. Since I know that something can't go here, and the 2 and the 1 are separate, we can't put 2 and 1 here. So the top is definitely this. Still have yet to see where the 1 goes, but we can do the same thing over here because there's a split in the middle. I could bounce around and say, well, since there's 1 all the way to the edge here, that all 3 in this column have to be connected. Go X. That's done. Ooh. 3 gets filled in right there. That's that 3 gets filled in right there. That 1 is complete. And it looks like we only have 1 spot left down here to fill in. Boom. And that means we can't put anything there. It's got to go there. That is correct. So now there's 2 in this column, 3 in this column, 4 in this column, 2 and 1. 1 in that column. Let me just cross these off. And 3 is satisfied. 2, 2, 3, 2, and 1. And that is complete. And that's a 5x5 nonogram. It's the easiest, it's the simplest, and if you can just remember the overlapping concepts and then the spacing concepts for when you realize nothing else can be put in that row, you should be okay. Here's where things start to get a little trickier. This is the 15x15. It's the one I normally do. It takes me anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes to do these. So I'll speed it up for you, but I'll show you some basic ideas that help me get going. Here's how I would start something that's this medium size. I can look for big numbers. For instance, this 13 is quite big. And since it's only 15 wide, I can say, well, if it was 13 from this side on, it would go all the way to here. Make a little note of that. And if it was 13 from this side on, it would go all the way to here. 13 blocks filled this way, 13 that way. Then I know for certain that all these middle blocks are full. And that's a great way to start off things like this. It helps you to get more interactive with these numbers up here. For instance, 7. Okay, great. I know right away that if I were to go to the side here, I would only have 4. So I have to go 4, 5, 6, 7. I definitely have to fill in at least those. These might not be filled because you got a whole column to work with, but if I know this is correct, this square, then without a doubt, I have to fill in the next 3. Otherwise, I wouldn't add up to 7. Another thing you can look at with something this big is, oh, well, 7 could go all the way to here, or it could go all the way to here, but it's definitely never going to reach these bad boys. So now you have another piece of information for anything over here. Oh, wow, okay. Nothing can go there. How does that help me? In this scenario, it takes us to the next kind of a longer thought process, which is to say we have these 3 numbers over here, 3, 4, and 4. And if we tried to fit them into this row, we could go 3, give it a space, and then go 4, and then we would have this left to put a 4 in. So really, this just becomes another quadrant of just this 5 by 5 right here. And I can say, well, I know this 4 is never going to fit on the left side of this exempt column. So if I had a 4 and a 5 by 5, I would just fill in 3 from either direction. And look at that. That totally, it's awesome to get the edges. Because if you can get yourself to the edge, you can say, oh, well, this first number has to relate to this first box. And that means that there's nothing after that. We've checked that off. I'll just mark some of these off as I go. I know I'm gonna mark these off as I go if I've actually finished them, so I probably shouldn't have done that, but this, definitely the one is taken care of. If you want to think about it a different way, you can also imagine that every time you see a number, 4, for instance, it's really 5 and or 6, because you have to have a space afterwards, and if it was in the middle, you'd need a space before and after. If you get stuck in a scenario where, I don't think it'll happen in this because we've already established some placements, but there's scenarios where nothing overlaps, and so you have to do the math and say, well, 11 and 3, oh, this actually will happen. So 11 and 3 add up to 14, but they actually also have given us the information that there is a space. So it's really 11, 1, 3, which adds up to 15, and that's the length. So we can start from here and go, oh, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, space, 1, 2, 3, and we've completely satisfied this column. And we get some information about the 13. If there's one being cut off from this end, then using the overlapping idea, then we must add a box to the other side. Same thing with these guys. And look at that, it's also helped us out with the 13. Boom. 13, satisfied. 11 and 3, satisfied. This is great. Now we can really start blowing through this because you've got these great pieces of information on the left side here. I'll start from the bottom just for fun. 4, well, we've got one here, we got one there, we got to keep going. Woohoo! And look at that, nothing goes in any of those. So 4 is done. We got 5 coming off the side. We got 6 coming off the side. Man, look at all that information that we got to get rid of there. Oh man. Look, 6 and 8 are already satisfied. This 115 column is satisfied from that information. This 4 down here, this 4 is equivalent to that 4. We got a lot of stuff done. So where do we go from here? Well, we can go a lot of different directions. We can fill in this 2 over here. This 2 is that 2 right there because it can't go that way. It has to go the other way. Let's see. Ooh, there's a 2 filled in down at the bottom down here, and that's this 2. We can address this 5 down, this 5 down here. If I want to go this way, I have to go 2, so that's 3. I still need 2 more if I wanted to go from the left side, but I don't know for certain, so I just leave those blank, either this way or this way, and that means that this doesn't work, that doesn't work. Nope, 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 nope. All of those. are not usable, leaving us with even more information about where this 4 up here goes. Just keep moving right along. This 4 goes down here because that 4 is at the very top. Getting rid of all of those. What about this little guy? Well, we know that one's already satisfied this way, and that way it wouldn't fit. Again, anything on the edge is great because you can just go wah, wah, and be done. This 2 is satisfied. Oh, great. That whole column is satisfied. This 2 is satisfied, and this 1 down here is satisfied. Woohoo! We're just getting rid of stuff. That's great. That's good for us. This 1 is satisfied. That 3 is satisfied. This one up here. This one. Which means that that 2 is the last thing in this row. Ooh, that helps us out with the 3. Can't do that. Can't put a 3 in one spot, so we at least know that the 4 from this row has to fit in there. Ooh, look, there's a 3 up there. That means we're going there. Sorry if I'm going too fast. Oh, we satisfied a 1 over here. Missed that. And that 2 is satisfied. Awesome. This 1 is satisfied over here, giving us nothing here and nothing there. Oh, another opportunity to fill out something there. Can't put 3 in one spot. In this row, the next number is a 2. But this space will not fit a 2, so we definitely can't use that. And if we put a 2 here, we wouldn't be able to put a 1 there. So I know for certain that a 1 goes over here. And then this 4 is the next thing in this row. Look at that, a 4 and a 1 already satisfied. Man, I love getting stuff like this because now I can just go, oh, that's a 1, that's good. That's a 1, that's good. That's a 3, I'll put 3 in there. This is a 2, so we'll put a 2 in. Wow, we're almost done. This is going great. This right here, so these are all 1s, and that means that this has to be a 1, so I'm just gonna X out this stuff over here. Down here, I'm seeing that this is a 5, and this should be 4, and since it can't go the other way, we'll fill it in this way and call that row done. A 2, that has to be connected to this, because the 4 is already done, and we only have a 2 left. I don't know which direction to go, but I know it would never reach here. And I know it would never reach here or any of those, giving us this 2 being satisfied, and then can't put a 2 there. Oh, there's the last 2. Put it right here. Yay, more information about the edge, this new edge. And we know that the 5 is there, so X. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Ooh, can't put that there because the 5 has to be finished in here. 5 is finished. The 7 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it went 6 here, okay, we gotta go up 1 more just in case. Now it's 6, but we don't know which direction the rest of the piece goes. Over here, 4 and 2, done. This is gonna be 3 some direction, so it can't be going into those. Ooh, what does that mean for this? This is supposed to be a 4. This, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, those are good. See, this really starts to flow. This 2 here gets us all that information out of there. Oh, great. Now I know where the 7 goes. It goes there. The 2 has been completed. You keep rolling. The 2 has been completed. The 5 has been completed. What's left? This 3. I crossed that off. I don't know why. That's not correct. 2 and 2. Awesome. 2 and 2. Ooh, okay, so that's got to connect. Now it's 2, 2, 3. This is a 7. That's already done. This is a 4, and that's done. This 4 is done. So this is a 3 here, that 3. And I've satisfied all these 1s now, 1, 2, 3. So I'm out of that. Final stretch here. That 3 is one of the last things in here to fill out. That's great because we know this is a 2, this is a 1, so that means you can't put anything else there. Oh, well, there's a 1 missing there, and we've already done this one, which means that our final square goes like that. And there you go. We have completed a nonogram. There you go. That's how you handle a nonogram, the very simple ones to the little bit more complex ones. You can see it definitely, it'll take your time. I've been practicing them for many years now, so I went pretty fast, and I've definitely made tons of mistakes. I had to learn that overlaid technique just out of necessity at one point. Now I'm going to attempt something even more complex. I won't walk you through it, because I know that can get a little tedious and maybe even a little confusing, but here is a sped up version of the type of nonogram that I like to do in my free time now. It'll take me a while to finish, but it's super satisfying and it totally just lets me turn my brain off. So if you need something, you know, you're feeling anxious and you like to look at numbers, as I'm sure some of you do, this is a great way to get the pencil out and just kind of zone for like an hour. So I'm gonna do a 25 by 25 and hopefully I can finish it. If I can't, then I won't. And the video will end. But let's check it out. And I'm done. I did it. Took me over an hour to do, and I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe I'll put music underneath it or something. But yeah, I did it. Only one mistake. This has been Zach Does All the Things. We did nonograms today. You can find these again on that puzzle website, puzzles-nonograms.com, or anywhere where they have Picross or that sort of thing is another version of this. It's certainly fun if you've got a brain for numbers and spatial reasoning. It looks like we'll be moving outside for the next one. I've still got to figure out what I'm going to do, but don't worry, lots of videos to come, and a very special music video coming out soon on my other channel. So please check it out, and until next time, thank you so much. See you then.